Hey everyone, All Things Middle Earth here with a quick video guide for you on how to switch your faction without leaving the server that you are in. So for whatever reason, you started playing. In this instance here, I created a test account just to test this out. I picked Gondor, and let's say you're just not liking it, forever it is, or whatever faction you picked you're not liking, and you want to change. First things first, you have to have 1,500 gems. Now, in this example, I did not spend any money, so if you start and you're still really early on, you get enough gems free to play by the time that you get to Chapter 7, Laura's Authority. I haven't finished it yet, but I mean, probably 15 minutes, maybe, if you do pretty much everything you can do. And then the last thing you have to do is when you get the new tactician survey, you can get 500 gems from that. That's what put me over the limit for having enough to do that. So again, it does not take very long to get 1,500 without spending money. So if you don't have that much, don't think you just have to go and spend money right away. It can be done relatively quickly without spending anything. So again, I got this new account here. I'm not liking it for whatever reason. Maybe I just don't like the stonework of Gondor, whatever it is. So we want to change our faction. So how you do that, you go to your settlement, you go to the main hall, then you click these arrows right here. Then it's going to bring you to this map where it's a little bit misleading because you cannot change to any faction you want to. You can only change from good to good or from evil to evil. So if I'm playing as Gondor, I can't switch to Isengard or Angmar, for example, but I could do Rohan or Erebor. There's also some factions that are going to be full or possibly be full in your server. So for example, this one here is the Elves. I cannot join that because the faction is full. But other than that, I could join any of the other good ones, maybe like Rohan or Erebor, or maybe I want to go over here. I don't know, whatever we want to do. So let's say I want to switch to Erebor. So we can do this by going to here and clicking confirmation, and this will show you before you switch what you're going to lose, what you're going to keep, and what things will be transferred. So we're going to click confirmation here. It shows what data you're going to save. Retain all resources and currency. So all your resources, your wheat, your rock, your lumber, and your ore, and then your gold. And you're going to retain all commanders and their growth, so whatever commanders you have and whatever levels they are, and you're going to retain all equipment and items. You are going to lose all the land you have, so it's going to clear all of your land. You'll just start out with a settlement. And compensate, units will be converted into the faction's target units. Structures will be converted into the target faction's structures. So again, you save some stuff, you lose your lands, and you switch out units and structures. So really quick before I switch, I want to show you what I have just so we can prove and make sure everything's working okay here. If we go to my resources here, I have 106,000 wood, 73,000 73,000 stone, 106,000 ore, and 116,000 wheat. So that's all the resources that I have. I also have 17,300 gold. Again, I've not really done anything. The game just gives you this much stuff. It's pretty easily to get a good amount of stuff in this game. Other than that, let's see if we go to our army. We can see actually go down here to barracks. We can see I have 1,600 militia, 50 horsemen, 300 guards of the tower, 89 axe throwers, 500 rangers, and 250 knights. This is all the stuff the game just gives you, and 4 Beornings. Not to mention everything that my commanders have with them, which is real quick here. 8 Beornings with Dwalin, and Faramir has nobody because he lost a battle over there. So those are the units I have. As far as structures go, if I go into my settlement here, we go down to build, I can see what I have. I've got main hall 3. I got these 2 at 2. We got 5 on these ones, and then these are all at 3, and our fellowship hall is 1. Then we go to our Numenorian quarters. We have this at 3, 2, and 1, and that's where we're at right now. So let's try it. We'll switch to Erebor and see what that looks like. Again, what's going to happen is basically these 2 are going to swap places, and so it'll be 3, 2, and 1, but on Durin's Folk quarters and on the Footman training grounds and the Axe Thrower training grounds, if that makes sense. So, but I'm going to show you just so it makes perfect sense. Don't want there to be any confusion about what happens, what you lose, what you keep. Again, you can see we also have 11 tiles. We are going to lose all of those. So just make sure you're being thoughtful about it, because you can only do this once every 3 days, and it costs 1,500 gems. So it's not super cheap. There's definitely a lot of good stuff you could do with your gems. So if you want to change, make sure it's something you want to do. If you're going to go play with friends, that's a great reason to, but you know, make sure it's thought out just a little bit. So go here, go to main hall, click the arrows right here, and then let's try Erebor out. Let's try them out. I think the dwarves are pretty cool, so we're going to do confirmation here. We've read all this. We understand we can't come back, or we can't change again for 3 days. You're leaving Gondor to join Erebor. Okay, here we go. Let's hit OK. You have to swipe all the way over to confirm, and then we hit OK. Let's do it and see what happens. All right, faction change successful. So we are now over here. If you look, we are over here, way up here in the Iron Hills in Erebor. We were down here where Gondor starts. We're up here. We have a fresh settlement. We only have one land tile. Our settlement here, that's what we thought that would be. We go to our resources. Everything is exactly the same. Our gold is exactly the same. If we go down to our commanders, they are exactly the same. We can go in here now and look. If we go to army, we can see that things have been changed out. Instead of having some of the stuff we had that was Gondor theme, we have some dwarves. So we still have our Beornings because any good factions get that. But instead of getting our tower guards, we have guardians. We have our heavy axe throwers. We have goat riders now instead of having the knights that we had. And yeah, I got a couple other random things at the Dwarven Footmen over here. So it just gives you the comparable unit for that faction. So these are all the Dwarven kind of counterparts to our faction for Gondor. And we can also go over and look over at build. And just like I said, all this is the same. Main hall 3, storage is at 2. These both are at 5. All these are at 3, and our fellowship hall is at 1. And now instead of having the Gondorian one here, these two have just switched places. So we look here, 3, 2, and 1, just like we thought. Go down here. This is now locked because we're not playing as Gondor. And that's it. That is everything you need to know. Again, we don't have any tiles, so we do have to start over. So we have to kind of start claiming land again, and so we can get our power and all that going. But it's not too difficult. And again, depending on where you are in the game, if you've just started out, it probably isn't going to be that big of a deal if you're going to have a lot more fun playing with friends, for example, or maybe there's just a faction that you think you're really going to enjoy more. But again, you can't switch if it's good to evil, and you can't switch if the faction is full. So make sure you check those things out before you buy some gems to do that, or before you save all your gems to do that, and then just get disappointed because your faction is full, or maybe you think, oh, I can go to Angmar. Well, you have to go good to good or evil to evil. So again, that's a quick summary of how to change factions, exactly what it looks like. I'm still on the exact same server, and that's it. So hope you guys have a good one. If you like the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and check the description for the link to my Twitch. I stream every single day, Lord of the Rings Rise to War. I'd love to see you over there. Let me know how you're doing and what faction you are playing as. See you guys in the next one.